Weed Tour podcast, episode 34, featuring special guest Mario Ramirez, key account specialist at Growpacker. Man, thank you for being here with me today.
Hey, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you taking the time.
Mario, so where in the world are you located today? Where are you at in the cannabis industry?
That's a great question. I mean, today specifically, I'm at my home in San Diego.
Nice.
About 2 hours ago, I was leaving LA. Just got done doing a little event for Post Malone last night. So Tonik is just kind of blowing up. So I'm all throughout Southern California. We're somewhat of a small team, but everybody that's working with us are just a bunch of hustlers. So like
That's
yourself,
super
I'm sure you know what it's about.
Nah, man, I love that too. And, for us, the North American Weed Tour, it's all about showcasing cannabis culture in North America. California, Washington, Oregon, all these other states going legal. Like I said, man, it's an honor to have you here representing SoCal and also Growpacker today. You guys are based out of Desert Hot Springs, correct?
Correct. Growpacker is a manufacturer and distributor of wholesale cannabis products, and we have a couple of brands that I personally have enjoyed. I'm actually smoking on some Flower Factory right now, drinking on some Tonik right now. I can't really think of a better way to enjoy my Sunday. And
hey,
to a local legend, man.
I love that, bro, and I appreciate the kind words, man. It's for Growpacker, I remember when I first discovered and I have one right here. I have one of the vitamin shots, right, the 100 milligram shots. I remember when I first discovered it, probably 6 to 8 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, at Mother Nature's Remedy in Woodland Hills. And I don't remember, I think it was maybe a strawberry lemonade or a mango something. I don't remember the flavors, but I remember the dosing, and I remember my body feeling like there was this moment where I was like, damn, I'm getting higher by the moment. I drank the whole thing, I sipped it, and I just felt like the more I drank, I really got higher. And in the beverage space, it's hard to feel like you're getting high. It's like you're drinking, it's hard to feel like you get fucked up. Like a beer, alcohol, liquor, you get fucked up over time, right? You stack.
Yes. With
beverages at the 10 milligrams and the 5 milligrams, it's harder because you fill up your gut, you go pee, and you just don't feel like you're high anymore.
100%. So I think the biggest thing that I'm stoked on with Tonik, and you're alluding to it right now, is the nano technology behind it. Right?
Yes.
That's kind of a game changer, because I personally know people who used to take 500 milligram edibles back in the day, and they're big believers in like edibles don't really hit me, this and that. Man, I'm 6'2", 270 pounds. Like, this thing hits me. You know what I mean? Like, this thing knocks me down. And so anybody that doesn't believe it, I encourage you to do a little more research and understand the kind of technology behind it. The fact is that we've reduced the size of, oil has been compressed into something around 20 nanometers, if I'm not mistaken. And that just makes it a lot easier to absorb. It's a little bit under 1/10 of the normal size of what the THC would normally be into the body. It's through
hold on. Before we get into the weeds, you're talking science. You're talking science and beverage science. You're using words like emulsification and nanotechnology.
I got to do that before
Let me get you with a little remix. I need to hit you with a little old school DJ J Storm remix here. We gotta rewind. Woo! What is emulsification in terms of this beverage space? What is that? What does that even mean?
Love that. So emulsification simply means that we made THC, which is an oil, typically, we made it water soluble so that you can consume it via a beverage. You basically, if you really want to look at it under a microscope, literally, you've pounded this oil into a sphere to create a higher amount of surface area, which makes it easier to absorb by the brain and the blood barriers.
So it's like pounding out meat. It just gets thinner and spreads out, thus making it easier to emulsify or diffuse into the other liquids.
Way to break it down, bro.
Smaller molecules, right?
That's it. And it's just digested differently. Like I said, I'm a heavy smoker. I have a pretty high tolerance, but the tonics hit differently. The edibles that are properly done. There's some other edibles in the game that they're doing it as well, and people know that when you have one of those gummies, it's a quality gummy. It's like, oh snap, like that's that kind of high that I enjoy. So it's awesome to be a part of a brand that's, again, there you go.
Speaking of quality gummies, don't mind if I do here real quick.
Plug it.
It's the afternoon on a Sunday. I got a joint in my mouth. You're drinking, so I'm gonna eat my weed. Give me one second. Oh, there we go. So real quick, shout out to the sponsors today. Tonik here, Growpacker, really wonderful. I'm going to be eating on Dulze. I've got a chili watermelon gummy,
Fire.
2 milligrams, imported, all the ingredients imported from Mexico.
Damn.
So with you guys, you have the Tonik right there. And I obviously have this. One of my favorite things about beverages or edibles is the ingredients that you put into them. So could you, we talked a little bit about the emulsification and what that does. Cannabis oil has to be turned into some kind of water soluble situation for it to be, emulsified effectively in beverages. For your products, what kinds of ingredients have you guys chosen to use to really deliver a standard of quality that is surpassed of most of the other beverage companies?
It's a great question. I'm glad you're highlighting it because Tonik does place a big emphasis on wellness, so we pay a lot of attention to what that NFP is looking like on the back. And the fact is, I think one of the main things that I hear about Tonik, especially that product that you're holding, the shot, is it's 1 ounce. So you taste the THC. And the fact is we do that because we don't want to use a whole bunch of masker. We don't want to use a whole bunch of sugars and stuff to kind of cover it up. What we'd rather include is things like the calcium, things like the potassium, things like the B6 and the B12 vitamins that provide you additional wellness benefits on top of the, euphoric cannabis experience that we're all kind of pursuing as well. So
let me ask this then. This item is more of a health and wellness beverage shot. It's better for you. Not to say that it isn't meant to get you high. I mean, it's got 100 milligrams of weed in it, but it actually provides other, I'll call it adaptogenic value, right? For your body, other essential health and wellness things. Now, most products in the space right now are going edible routes, right? Like chewables, we'll call them chewables. And they put in lion's mane, ashwagandha, these other ingredients, these other adaptogenic herbs and other things. For you guys, you're putting in vitamins and minerals, things that your body is deficient of usually.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that I'm most excited about. It kind of gets to the root of how Tonik started. Our CEO's dad actually had an episode with cancer. And so they wanted to kind of, approach some of the cannabis benefits without the necessary, exposure of ingesting it through your lungs. And so, he actually was holding a pre-roll tube, much like the one you're holding right now. And, was like, man, if only there was a way to make this like a shot instead of a pre-roll, and that's literally that's how that came to be right there, So you're pointing out the wellness benefits, and Tonik's original version is a vitamin shot, which is what you're holding. And it is an emphasis on those vitamins in order to kind of cater to the smoker demographic a little better. What we did do is take that shot and take it into 2 different SKUs. For us, it was a little more palatable to call it kind of a sativa indica relationship, where we use CBN for the sleep version and then natural energy from natural caffeine from matcha for the energy version as well. So it's kind of, a little bit more familiar for that sativa indica relationship. And from there, it's just kind of like, okay, there's definitely something here. And, pretty soon it was lemonades. Pretty soon it was green teas and black teas. Pretty soon it was a seltzer, and it's a juice, and it's terpene infused, and then it's a breath spray, and now it's a tincture. And so we're on the up and up, bro.
So and forgive me for being ignorant of all the different items that you use, and because that list you just named may or may not be the full list. But would you mind walking us through the full offering of just start with the beverages that you guys have? Not every SKU, not every milligram dose necessarily, but just, walk us through what you guys are known for creating. And
I'm so glad that you're asking, because to us, we took it to a whole different level 2 weeks ago when we got these printed. We're finally at the point where we're like, yeah, dude, we need something to kind of advertise the Tonik family and leave it in shops and be like, damn, these guys, they're not just a shot, they're not just a lemonade. These guys really, so it starts off with our story that I kind of just gave you a little overview about. And we'll go down kind of, these are the 10 milligram seltzers that I was telling you about. 0 calories, 0 sugar, tastes amazing, feels like a White Claw in your hand. Shout out White Claw. These are going to be something that I'm really excited about. They are terpene infused. So it's a little bit more of a smoker's beverage. I've tried a few of them myself. One thing that I think it is important to point out is they're botanical terpenes. So it's kind of it's for the flavoring as well. And we kind of go down from there, man. You got never-ending list of lemonades. You got green teas and black teas. You got the 100 ml frescos that I'm sipping on right here. Mandarin is my favorite flavor. These are kind of Latin inspired. So we got a Jamaica one that's going to be in the works there. And then you got the vitamin shots, the
Whoa,
sleep
whoa,
shot.
whoa, whoa, we're not going to skip over that. That was a Respect My Region exclusive opportunity right there.
Oh, the terps.
That's my DJ noise right here. RMR exclusive. What was the beverage that's coming soon? Breaking news.
The terps, man. I mean, how much do you hear that word in the industry nowadays? You know, terps.
Man, those are botanical terps or those are cannabis derived terps?
They are going to be botanical terps, and I had to go and do my research because this is kind of us like experimenting with this sector. To be honest, Tonik has been aside from being a very unique product, we've made it a very affordable product. So experimenting this with botanical terps is one of the ways that we've allowed ourselves to kind of make sure that we keep that 100 milligram cost affordable and standard for shops. But I can very easily see this turning into a true cannabis terpene infused beverage, because it's just, like I said, man, the momentum that Tonik's got right now. I think there's a huge level of excitement, especially because of that, because there are so many people that are trying to kind of find that interface between smoking and beverages, you know, to kind of see where they can align.
Oftentimes people in cannabis look at product creation and product development from a cannabis perspective, and then they realize, man, I can't think like that. I got to think like a regular, you know, like I'm in the regular world when I'm making products, because one day this is going to be federally legal, right? And then they do that 100%. And then they miss on so the cannabis misses on the regular world, and the regular world misses on the cannabis, right?
Always.
For you guys are clearly creating a portfolio of products that has the depth to cover both, the bandwidth to serve more types of people. I call it a terp fridge. I got a little, I got my little bedroom refrigerator, for my cannabis products and my seeds. You feel me? I have your guys' jalapeno lemonade. I have, I think over here, there's like a ginger lemonade one or version of something like that. Then there's some spicier, some other kind of spicy ones. I'm not sure. Now for you, could you walk us through some of the more, I'll say, standard flavors that, the regular world likes to see, the Truly customer, the I forget, I don't drink. So the other brand that you mentioned, the original seltzer one. Thank you. I always forget about it.
No, you're good.
No laws when you're on the claws, right? Right? So it's like,
hey, they kill it in the branding game,
Exactly. So for you guys, what are some of the flavors for you guys that serves these different kinds of customers? For me, we said this at the beginning, right? I'm half Mexican. In Washington, there is no products for the most part out there for any kind of Hispanic culture, Latino culture, none of it. It doesn't matter what you relate to. They just don't really serve people like that out there in the Seattle market. So now my question is for you guys, you guys have clearly developed a bunch of products. What are some of the ones that you feel were made for these people, for those people, for over here, for over there? You know what I mean?
For sure. I feel like, man, our Cannabis Cup winner, the kiwi strawberry shot, I mean, kiwi strawberry is a flavor that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say I don't like kiwi strawberry. It may not be their favorite, but it's one of those like kiwi strawberry is kind of like universal, where they put it in candy, gum, just about anything.
You know who put that flavor on?
Who?
Capri Sun. Come on, everybody has had. Like you just said it yourself. It may not have been your favorite. Nobody ever said strawberry kiwi was your favorite Capri Sun, but wrong. You drank that motherfucker. We drank them bitches.
Bro. Halftime at the soccer game, you're gonna take whatever you get.
You feel me? So strawberry. So the kiwi strawberries just won the Cannabis Cup. That's dope. Right. So that's super popular. That's a mainstream flavor for sure.
To this day, there is actually some dispute over whether strawberry lemonade or watermelon lemonade won WeedCon, because we were under the impression that we sent strawberry. It was reported that watermelon won. So those are, ironically, the two most popular flavors of the lemonades. They're both fire. You just pointed out the jalapeno one. I love mixing the jalapeno one up with some other kind of cocktails, mocktails. It gives it an amazing kick. The cucumber lemonade, incredibly refreshing. So I'm glad that there is so many flavors. Yeah. But there's definitely those that kind of tailor to the specific markets. For the shots, for example, I think some people look at pomegranate and they just associate it with sleep. I don't know if it's the purple. I don't know if it's, just that like tone, but pomegranate is that indica type of flavor. They look at a mango guava, and for some reason that's more citrusy, that's more kind of light, that's more or the tropical one. That gives them more of a sativa type, even though they're all basically hybrid distillate, that to them, those flavors kind of cater more to that experience. So one of the main things that I'm really proud that Tonik's done is they've provided a menu where it's really about the experience, guiding you to the experience that you want. It's not so much like, hey, buy this product because we think it's popping. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's a new level of it, and I'm excited about that.
So that's so interesting that they would think the pomegranate acai would be more of a, when you're buying bulk distillate, it's quality, I'm sure, because you can't have bad distillate. Otherwise, you're going to get, if you have inconsistent distillate in beverage products, you taste the cannabinoids, you 100%. Taste the terpenes, yep. which creates inconsistencies across your flavor profiles that you create. So you have to have a stable disty. It has to be quality. Now, for you guys, let me ask this. Most beverages, obviously, and the edibles, they always say 100% milligrams. How accurate is your dosing?
Oh man, I gotta shout out DJ Espinoza. He's the chef in the kitchen when it comes to that. And you know how you got percentiles, and usually if you're a 92 percentile or you're the 95th percentile, you're doing all right. DJ shoots for the hundreds, and 9 times out of 10, he's in the 99 percentile. So
wow,
I love.
So you're saying that he's always between 1%, one way or the other, 101. So like I've seen edibles with 101 milligrams in a bag before, and I've seen edibles with 88 milligrams in a bag before with a sticker that says 100 on it. Those brands fail. Obviously, I'm a patient, and you're gonna sell that shit on the market. That kind of quality control, get out of here.
Unacceptable. So I mean, I would put those COAs up next to my diplomas because you're talking about 99.99 type of
hitting. Say less, man. Let's go. Shout out to Tonik for that. That is what we like to hear. Numbers and consistency like that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man. Shout out to your DJ Espinoza.
DJ Espinoza, man, the chef.
Man, we're gonna have to get Chef Espinoza in here, man. Beverage chef. Absolutely. So earlier we spoke a little bit about the product uses the nano emulsification. Mm-hmm. We also dove in a little bit about what that is, and you gave a great metaphor that I had never heard before, which was kind of just smashing things down to spread it out to not have it be so concentrated and I would say noticeable, right? I gave the version of hitting the meat.
Right. The meat thing works because you are spreading it, but you're condensing it, right? You're basically just reducing the size of it so it moves through any sort of barrier easier, you know. So, it's incredible. And when I've actually looked at the diagrams and I was like, wow, it went from this size of a molecule to this size of a molecule. No, that's impressive, you know, and it makes sense why these edibles hit as hard and as consistency, and why the come down isn't like you're not sitting there like groggy as hell afterwards. You know, it's like, all right, I'm not high anymore, and you know, you're back to be chilling. You know, so it's
I think part of that too. Let's be real. There hasn't, and I spoke with someone the other day about this. I think maybe actually it was my podcast last night. Shout out to Jordan Fleury. I believe he said something to the effect of there hasn't been enough testing on the impacts of cannabis on the body, the brain, or specific things. So to me, if everything's based on anecdotal evidence, aka your reviews or personal feedback, then I'm of the mindset that when I'm smoking, there is an impact. There is positive impacts and there's negative impacts. When I drink weed, there's different results. When I eat weed, there's different results. The intake method, the kidney stuff, the liver stuff, all of that plays into these things. Mm-hmm. But no matter what, every time I smoke decently good weed, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it's got to be decent for it to affect real people like us that smoke every day. I always notice that I have a little bit of an up, and then I notice there is a down, and I feel like is tired. I went through something, and part of that comes with me being tired after the fact. For sure. And so with you and your products here, one thing that's very attractive to me is that so you drink water, there's the act of drinking, there's literally a positive and a negative to that, right? Mm-hmm. There's the Gatorade. The reason why it was the best for athletes is it had extra stuff in it. So that way, when your body's depleting things, you deplete less, right? If my body is depleting things when I'm consuming cannabis and there are vitamins and minerals in here, this is actually better for me.
Dude, I love the way
at a scientific level.
Absolutely. I love the way you're putting it into context because you're connecting the dots for people. You know what I mean?
And I think that's so powerful here.
And what I appreciate about what you're saying is it is completely anecdotal. There isn't enough research. The fact is, I've stopped telling people, hey, 100 milligrams is a lot. You know what I mean? Because then you get those people that are like, man, I do 300 milligrams on the regular, you know? I stopped telling people that our 10 milligram seltzers are manageable dose because they're like, dude, I'm a 5 milligram person. Like, I can't do more than 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really 100% is, let me get to know you. Let me make sure that I don't fuck you up and put something in your body that you're going to sit there and be like, God damn, what is this? Because there have been those people. There have been those people that pick up that shot you're holding and misread it and think it's 10 milligrams, and they pop that sucker. And
I got all the weed in the world. I can smoke flower and dab with the best of them. I don't take big globs though. It makes me sick.
For sure.
But I'm afraid of 100 milligram products. And I'm not afraid of them because of the product. I'm afraid of them because of the impact that the result of my body has.
Oh, for sure.
Not because of the product. I'm not afraid of guns. I'm afraid of what they can do in the wrong hand when they're not used right. For me, this in my body does more than what I want weed to do, but only when I drink 100 milligrams. Only when I drink, or like typically 20 milligrams of anything puts me to sleep. If I'm already tired, 5 milligrams will get my body high and I can go to sleep.
Damn.
But that's the thing. For you guys, you have the doses here on the side. There's lined doses, everybody. It's in 10 milligram increments. It's a little small. And I only say that because recently I've noticed that my glasses I think my prescription's off. So I'm squinting at things, but then my mom was here last week and she was squinting at a lot of cannabis packaging. So my next ask of the whole cannabis industry is I just need things a little bigger. We're not being as inclusive enough for all the different people. And so I love everything about this product, and I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to drink some of it now. So
just a heads up, the lid is a serving size. So if you want to use the lid.
So I can actually dose it. So
yes, sir.
Okay, so here you go, y'all. Let's watch this. Watch this so you guys can see. All right, here we just God, if I spill this on my computer, here we go. All right, you guys can see it.
Sticky.
Oh,
beautiful. Perfect pour.
All right. It's a little milky white. It looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like one of those high chews, the purple one. It's not exactly purple.
I remember which, You
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the little square ones.
Oh, wow. You're not lying. That tastes like weed. But it also
I know you're not a drinker.
Pomegranate, though.
Say that one more time.
There's a very, very tart pomegranate to it. I really enjoy that.
Awesome. Now, I always tell people the shot, I mean, I know you're not a drinker, but it's the difference between having a shot of tequila or having a margarita. You know, if you take that shot of tequila, you're going to feel a little bit more of a burn than if you're sipping on a tonic lemonade, and you're not going to taste as much of the THC. So
I mean, not only is it concentrated, but it's nano emulsified. It is designed to hit us faster. And then you did go with the flavor profiles you went with to not necessarily mask that tartness or that cannabis, but I feel like you guys did it to really, I would say, create a fuller flavor profile for the whole product as a whole.
Absolutely.
The pomegranate's the tartness, but the acai is initially what you get. I feel
right. Yeah. I feel like there is a THC, especially if you slam the whole thing. I mean, you'll feel it on your tongue for a couple minutes. You know.
Oh yeah, I can't do that. So this right here immediately, because I haven't had breakfast yet today, so it's gonna be a good example of at least of that effect. And like, and then I'm gonna save the rest of it for an actual YouTube video for you guys. But for sure, I like to do the edibles and the beverages. I like to drink them twice, give you guys a good idea of what's really going on. It's easy to talk about the flavor and the taste of the stuff. I like products that taste like weed. What you just said about the little cocktail versus like a tequila shot, I feel like I took a shot, not like I'm drinking, sipping on a beverage that doesn't taste like alcohol at all.
Exactly.
Even at just the 1 10 milligram dose, and I want to see is that cap. I might have done more. Yeah, I think I did more than the. It looks like I did about 20 milligrams, but during the daytime, it won't be too bad. Well, yeah, I mean the line is below 80 now.
When you opened it, it was already at 100. It was all the way at because one of the things that I have noticed with some is sometimes you'll get it right below that 100 line. Those are usually checked out on QC, but you'll get the occasional one where you might see it.
Also hard to say too. It might maybe this particular one was already opened. Looks like it was already like, leaky or something. But
Really?
I gave three of these. I got them. Where did I get these at? I got these at the Blacklist event the other day. No,
Yeah.
Hall
Okay.
of Flowers. I got them.
Okay. Yeah.
I got them at Hall of Flowers, and I gave away 3 to the homegirls that love they. Oh my gosh! No, they seen it. I did get them at the Blacklist event. They saw my video on Instagram, and they love your guys' brand. They're like, they didn't mention any other company. They're like, oh, Tonik was there. We love Tonik. And I was like, damn, I never heard nobody be so hyped about this shit, these shots before. My only connection was Mother Nature's Remedy, small dispensary, Shout out to Wayne though. Shout out to Dave.
Shout out Wayne, bro.
But still smaller nonetheless. So it's not like it's not like everybody's coming in beverages, right? Or let alone any one company. But they were freaking hyped. So I gave them the 3 of them. I got the video yesterday of them cheersing and downing them, and I was like, damn, people really do drink 100 milligrams like it's nothing and then just go. And then they smoke on top of that and they dab on top of that. And that is incredible to me.
I was with a girl last night who took 3 shots within a half hour. And she told me
3 whole 100 mils?
300 milligrams in a half hour. And she told me she woke up today with all of her clothes on backwards. So I don't know what kind of endorsement that is, but not to be tried at home. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's a person just like me laughing and loving that. There's a lot of other people that are like, damn, that weed can make me potentially live a life like that. Bet. Run it. That's awesome, man. That's super cool. All right, so I got a couple more questions here. Shout out to Mitch for helping me curate the questions. Normally I freestyle every part of these interviews, but I got to do it more direction to help all the brands get more out of these conversations. Otherwise, I get too in the weeds because we're smoking over here. So, all right. So you mentioned earlier that you guys won a High Times Award, correct?
Correct.
Could you shed some light on the award and what you guys won, what product it was, and what your guys' kind of plans are for participating in more of these cups or the weed songs of the world and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's that was a big honor for us, because when we saw like the lineup of the finalists, we were just honored to be amongst them, and we thought it was really cool for us to, in our first year have our product up there, and winning it and watching that Facebook Live video. It was the 2020 People's Choice for Best Beverage. Watching Big John announce that video on Facebook Live. I mean, we were just ecstatic. We all were kind of like separate because we didn't really think we were gonna win, to be honest with you. And we all hit each other up and got together and started celebrating a bit because
let's be honest. Traditionally, right? Not to say that High Times is a part of it, but I'm not going to throw anybody particular under the bus. But I think it's well known in the cup space that people believe those are bought and paid for. And so it's when they're not and you don't expect it, it's because of that. It's usually those big companies with their big ass budgets and money. Right. They do a lot to build relationships with people like Respect My Region, WeedCon, High Times, and all the different groups out there. And when it comes down to it, you're like, man, they're both really good. Right. And it's always super dope when, not to say the little guy, like to sun you guys, but when the little guy, when the little guy finally wins, it's like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, hell yeah.
That's what it is, man, for sure. That's exactly how we felt. It's something that we celebrated, but we were kind of like, all right, like you just said, well, what's next? And WeedCon was up within a couple of months, and we went out there with a pretty deep squad. And we just that was right around the time we launched our 10 milligram seltzer. So yeah, pumping that through the entire event, and fortunate enough to come home with something from there. I believe there's something going on.
What product was it? What flavor?
That's the one I'm telling you. It's strawberry watermelon. Okay, I recall it being
for High Times. For the High Times one?
No, for High Times was kiwi strawberry. That was the shot.
Strawberry.
Yeah, okay. And WeedCon won the lemonade one.
The lemonade. So you guys, you're telling me that right now you got 2 award-winning products for 2 different business-centric cups or competitions. Very cool. Respect. Man, hats off. There we go. I wish I need to get some DJ buttons over here so I can do some cool sounds.
I thought you were gonna be right here. I was gonna have
man. That's so funny. Yeah, that would be fire. That's actually where Mitch and I both started as DJs in the music.
Really?
Yeah. So the next question that I have is, obviously you guys won, but in terms of the beverage space as a whole, let's start with the shots space as a whole. Mm-hmm. everybody, not to say everybody, most people are like, yeah, you know, we believe we're the best. We're striving to be the best. And then you win the award, and that kind of affirmates the positioning you're working towards. In terms of the rest of the space, who else do you really feel is producing some quality work along with your guys' shots?
No, I mean, and to be honest with you, man, I'm glad we won, and I don't really feel like. I mean, I feel it's great to win. It's great to take the trophy, but I don't feel like we're the type of group to get comfortable or to feel like we won anything. You know what I mean? For us, we go out there and we try to win it every single day. And even when we don't win, for us, it's like, what did we learn? What are we going to do now to go come back and come back to you? So, it's been great, but it really, even if we hadn't won, I don't think it's changed much. There are players out there who are doing great things. Shout out Uncle Arnie's, for example. Uncle Arnie's is they got the tea in the game. Super awesome beverage, delicious. My understanding is it was so popular that they couldn't keep up with the demand. Their manufacturing needs couldn't keep up with the demand. So, surprise, they came over to Tonik, where you got this beverage portfolio being manufactured, and now they're being manufactured under our roof. So
oh wow,
Arnie's coming out of the same Growpacker roof as us.
So that's very interesting. We haven't touched on the fact that you guys are a brand. You guys make products for yourselves, but that you start at the manufacturer level. You start at the creation of product IP level, and then you also are able to do what I'll call toll manufacturing for other people, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Co-packing, co-manufacturing, and co-distributing.
Co-packing is the word,
yep.
right?
Yep.
Co-packing.
You're good, bro.
I don't come from that, and I don't even come.
Bro, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
You know what I mean?
No, again, shout out Growpacker. Tonik's done incredible things, and Tonik's the thing that's on everybody's mind. Tonik trademark, drink weed every day. So I get the hype, but I mean, shout out Growpacker. Stephen Boyd, our CEO, he put together this team of superheroes, man. And like I said, it's just a bunch of hustlers who get together every week and work relentlessly. And it's been a fun project, and it's fun starting to get that respect from other people. You got bigger brands like Corova, Wonder Bread, Candescent. I mean, they've brought some manufacturing stuff over, so it's not so much the little guy anymore.
Yeah,
but we're just gonna keep our heads down, stay quiet, and keep working.
Product, brand by brand, the ones that you would choose, the individual like Tonics of the world, those are still growing brands.
Our little guys for sure, but it's just so cool to be the little guy and bumping elbows with these bigger guys, So it's like, all right, well, I mean, it's all
man. That's the quality. That's the quality speaking for itself. Is when it attracts other people for specific things when they come ready to work, right?
For sure.
And that's a lot of. I think that gives a lot of. It's just a nice gesture when they do that, but then more importantly, it becomes good business when they give you a chance to kill it. And so, big shout out to those companies. So let's dial in a little bit more on Growpacker then. So you showed me earlier the Tonik portfolio and all those different brands and not brands, but all those different items. We've got low dose seltzers, higher dose. You've got looked like 7 to 8 flavors in some of those things. For the lemonades, looked like I think 4 flavors or so for the seltzers each, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of SKUs, a lot of items. I would assume Growpacker has other things going on.
100%. Yeah, the Growpacker menu has grown, I would say, even just in the last month or two. Somebody like Too Short, who brought in their new flower brand. They're actually one of our most popular brands right now. But we got, Napalm's chocolate. We got Flower Factory's flour. We have Wave Riders, amazing flour. We got some dope shake pre-roll packages from Screaming Trumpets. Growpacker really does have, quite a number of things to kind of suit just about. I think concentrates are about the only thing that we're not quite in the game yet. And that's been mainly because, there's so many ways to mess up doing concentrates that I'm really glad that we're making sure that when we enter it, we're going to enter it, correctly. And I think some of the partnerships now are going to do just that for us.
A lot of those items that you just named that you guys were doing for some of those items are good. They're decently priced. They have good branding. The Too Short thing is in a plastic jar. Probably wasn't your guys' idea, but I would assume not.
No. There's a lot of behind the scenes work there.
It's fun. I'm sorry. As soon as you said Too Short, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, damn.
You're not the only one.
Hey, and I'm not thinking. I didn't want to disrespect you by saying, you had. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, talk some shit. Like, oh yeah, I assume you're the guy that made that choice, but like, I assume you advise them probably not to go plastic for wrapper weed, but like for it to still be a top selling fucking item, man. That's respect to the quality. I've talked to numerous bud tenders. I've been to I've been to 10 or 15 stizzy stores that carry the Too Short stuff. There's a lot of the biggest retail companies in the state have chosen to buy these items that you guys are working with. And you said Corova, Napalm. Those are in hundreds of stores. Those brands, hundreds plural, and not just 200-300 either. So
we're up in the Bay Area as well. We're everywhere now, and we're working on other states. It's
so a lot of that's so wonderful. So for you, across your portfolio, you're obviously a consumer. What are you smoking and dabbing from your own portfolio?
Today, like I said, Sunday's a day for nice flowers. So I actually got the Italian ice from Flower Factory. I love it because I'm not a big prisoner of the percentage. For me, it's about the terps, the taste, the experience, and Flower Factory's got some bangers right now. I'm a big Urban Zen fan. Urban Zen is our economic brand, and that's our cheaper flower. But that's only because we keep it affordable. But it's some of the best outdoor and mixed light stuff that I've been smoking on as well.
What makes that good?
I mean, it's not you're not chasing the hype of the prettiest, like best looking, most trichomy. Like it's not there. We have a strain right now, man. Orange Wreck. Okay. It's a cross between Trainwreck and a Orangeade. And man, dude, it's some of the prettiest flower. It only tests at 19%, but it's some of the prettiest looking flower, bro. And it smells so good. And me and my boy Keith, we have our product review panel that we have meetings with. And I mean, that's some of our favorite stuff to smoke, and it's unfortunate how much of the industry is dictated by the numbers. But it's cool to see, true connoisseurs, true purists, especially going up to the Bay and having people that, like I said, they're not so much dictated by those percentages. They want to see some other stuff as well, meet their criteria. So I think the industry is driving in the right direction. And, people like Growpacker, they can help keep the cost of some of these cogs down to make sure that people can actually realize the full potential of some of these products. You pointed out some of the things that maybe there could have been another way of going about it with Too Short. We as Growpacker definitely try to pick our battles. And, for us, at the end of the day, they were compliant, and even just getting there was a struggle. So
hey, man, and that's how it goes, man. When you guys, as someone who serves your clients and serves them, it's picking the battles and understand that, like, ultimately it's up to their story, their business, their brand, what they want to do. You can really only provide so much feedback, and it's save the energy and just let's all keep helping to win, and let's sell through this, and let's fix and go when we can later on.
Yes, sir. Spoken like an industry man.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point you can spend so much time spinning your wheels and wasting time debating, going back and forth, or if someone can compromise and we can watch it. You watch this shit fail or succeed. It's easier just to be wrong and eat your pride than it is sometimes to double down and lose a couple $1 million on packaging or miss timing. You know what I mean? Imagine right now going through that packaging debacle with what's going on the coast with all the ports. Not a fun situation to be in when you look at it from supply chain standpoints right now.
Absolutely.
No, plastic or no plastic, weeds on the shelves, right?
There you go.
Super dope. Now, for you guys, we've already talked about some of the 2 award-winning items. Could you talk to me about some of the other most popular items in the portfolio?
Yeah, I would say right now, like I said, I mean, who doesn't love good weed for cheap? So right now, Urban Zen is popping off. I think we have about 11 strains of eighths on the menu, and they're all ranging from Orange Rec being the lowest tester at 19% to Strawberry Cough testing at 35% THC, 40% overall. Everything at $10. So as a dispensary, that's the kind of menu you like to pick and say, okay, I can make some margins here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Weed, high testers, low testers. There's a market for that Orange Rec all the time because people love orange weed.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. So that's our flower game. Even like I said, our mid shelf game, we got the more affordable mid shelf with Wave Rider, which I think is a super dope brand. They're a bunch of surfers from up in Santa Barbara who are big on like ocean, ocean cleanliness and ecosystem assisting. So they make all of their jars out of, complete opposite of Too Short. They actually use all recycled plastic from the ocean. So, it's one of the few recyclable weed jars in the industry. So that's one of the cool things to just pitch about them. And their weed is fire, man. It's to me, to be honest, because I'm pretty honest, and that's probably the reason people buy my products. It's a little small for what I would like to see in eighth material. But testing wise, look wise, freshness. I mean, some people actually like the smaller nugs because you get less stem, you know. So for the right people, man, it's definitely got its market. You move up from there to too short, you know, got the next price bracket, and then you got your tops with Flower Factory at the top right now. But I think we might actually be bringing on another high end player. So
there we go.
It's exciting, man.
Talk to me a little bit about Flower Factory. I believe I've seen them, but I'm not exactly sure.
Flower Factory is a dope brand. We've actually seen them at a number of Blacklist events, as you pointed out. So I know they're working their butts off and they're connected to the right people. And it's just a matter where the great flower space, especially in a place like LA, is so saturated. There's so much good flower pumping through. Like, you know, it's Croptober and there was never a drought this year. And, you know, there's just a never ending supply of good flower. And these guys, even though they're the type that go in and offer brand support and get bud tender samples and get people t-shirts and make sure that the store knows who they are. Right now, you know, they've come to us to kind of help them get to another level as far as the footprint with stores. And like I said, I mean, it starts with me consuming the product and believing in it. And once I consume the product and I believe in it, then it becomes pretty easy to sell because I just got to tell my homies about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once you have the relationship, once you got those relationships, it becomes easy when the product quality is actually there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now Flower Factory, I mean, you know, the packaging is dope. It's kind of similar to the Wonder Bread packaging. You know, it comes in the box like that. Dope little artwork on the inside. And you know, you got your good looking nugs, man. I don't know how good my camera's looking, but I mean,
ooh, are you able to bust that open, or is that closed?
Absolutely. No, this is straight.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the nug that I pinched from. But this guy right here, on the computer. Here we go.
There it is. See, very good, strong, dense bud structure there. I actually don't mind the stem because to me, I like to be able to grab that bottom of the stem. And nice. For the people that complain about the stems being a part of it, it literally contributes less than a point like one of anything at any given moment to the whole.
I'm gonna have you come talk to my buyers, bro.
I mean,
I got some people for you to meet.
They're gonna sit there and say consumer, customer, 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 and then my counter to that is you do more text blasts and market better. And sell better in store, have better educated customers that are talking about other things and better at deflecting.
Yeah, that's it.
Over 95 to 99% of, I'll go so far as to say 99% of the cannabis retailers I've ever been in, which is more than 500 of them at this. I've been in over 100 or so in Washington, probably 20 or 30 in Oregon, and then over 300 or so in Cali, getting up to close to 1,000. And 99% of them don't have retail training. There's not retail staff working that would be able to last 6 months at Nordstrom or or a grocery store.
Yeah, no, it's a factor, man. And honestly, those shops that do take the time to train their employees. I mean, I'll shout out somebody that we don't even they're not a brand that we carry, but I personally purchased their flower, and I know that they are picking up Tonik. But shout out Traditional in LA. I don't know if you're you know what I mean. I mean, these guys, I got to hand it to Rocky, their director of retail. He's one of those people that make sure that every single person wearing his shirt is you know, greeting you with a smile and making sure that you're getting the best experience that you can. Because that
makes a lot of sense.
You know, absolutely.
I went there on the grand opening, and for it being as busy and crazy as it was, the experience that I got was actually part of the 1% that I felt wasn't included in my previous statement. Yep. But previously at the high season location, when they were there, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So,
that's common.
Yeah, and that's generally my. I was a medically certified bud tender. I came from Microsoft level presentation training with crazy clearance for certain. We had to get approved to be able to go present to some of the best people and answer questions and provide customer service. I was been trained by some of the best retail people. Currently mentored by someone who did retail merchandising for Taco Bell and Dr. Pepper. So it doesn't get much better than a lot of the training that I've had. So to put myself in the 1%, I'm not a bud tender anymore. And when I wasn't that great, but we were medically certified. Right. I don't meet in California. I don't believe I've met a medically certified bud tender anywhere. But in Washington, I think I can personally name 5 people that I know for a fact are.
Interesting.
So it's different.
I've never even heard that terminology. You know what I mean?
So you can get so for example, in Washington State, the medical market still exists, and in California, it does still too. Mm-hmm. in Washington's market, if you want to serve that customer, you are required to have someone on staff that has a medical marijuana state certified, Department of Health and Social Services certified program approved MJ Marijuana Institute 20-hour program. Wow. So the store that I worked at, the entire bud tending staff and the managers all got certified.
Damn.
They paid for it. So we had in the entire state, we knew that would immediately set us apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even again, that was 2016. It is 2021. I have yet to meet another store that's done that. I know through word of mouth of another brand that has done that, but I've not been there to experience it since I was told to shift. But like you said in Cali, with the exception of, my experience with Rocky Store and a number of other ones, there's not a lot of effort that goes into maintaining the best customer experience. And that allows a lot of variation in product control. It allows some misinformation to potentially be had. Yep. Like for you guys, a lot of the ingredients, people probably never read the packaging, right? And so I can imagine that PADs and your guys' bud tender education, how imperative that really is that you actually take the time to talk through not only the selling points, but if anybody ever asks these questions, you can't tell them like, oh, it's vegan and gluten-free, and it's not. You know what I mean? You're going to get people sick, and it reflects on my company too.
Right. Absolutely. And I can say this is vegan and gluten-free distillate that we're using. So shout out there.
The ingredients, the whole product's vegan, gluten-free, and all
I don't believe the whole product is. I know that the emulsion is. So a lot of people ask about the emulsion. But I need to double check on. I know our seltzers are, but I don't think the rest of the product line is. But I will touch on what you just pointed out, because I know a lot of brands go the easy route of hiring a good looking guy or girl to sit there with their brand shirt and kind of just pitch it in the store, and that's kind of detrimental to it. So shout out to Trust Tree, because they're a really incredible brand support a company that has offered us their services, and they've been one of the people that has really helped educate the public and, done the legwork in the shops to make sure that people are getting educated on Tonik and finding out the things that are imperative to them having a good experience with it, So education, people like you hosting podcasts like this, I mean, it's huge, and it takes a while to kind of see the effects of it, but these are the things that kind of really allow things to move. So once again, man, really appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well, man. I got a couple more questions before we get out of here. Sure. We're gonna go revert back to a quick Tonik point, and I might ask the same question to some of the other brands now that I know the portfolio a little better for Growpacker. Let's start off first though with who would you say is the ideal Tonik customer? Let's start off with the shots.
Yeah, the ideal Tonik customer right now. I mean, I'll tell you, we launched a fridge program, so. After trademarking the freeze, drink weed every day, we just started putting it on everything, obviously. So now we got refrigerators with the phrase on it. And, we offer basically people the Coca-Cola model, where we go in, we give you the entire spread, and then we do a little bit of an analysis where we see, okay, what are your customers? What are your bud tenders? What is your demographic kind of leaning towards? And then we keep that fridge just flowing with product, So the ideal Tonik customer, bro, is anybody that wants to drink weed. Okay. So, or find an alternative method to consuming weed. I know I met a number of people last night at the events, actually a USC wide receiver who, he's really just trying to protect his lungs. He loves weed, but he's trying to protect his lungs. And I introduced him to Tonik, sent him home with a bag full of samples. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a loyal customer for the rest of our lives, So
it's interesting that you said that you were with a college athlete and they should go that route, and that they're interested in protecting their body and preserving their health, right? And I say that it's interesting because I think we're noticing a shift as millennials and this new younger, I think they're called Gen Z or whatever, towards health preservation, whether it is mental health or whether it's physical health. But I definitely feel like we're seeing a shift towards people getting away from the smoking or the other different, more harsher things out there. Now, obviously, flower is king and queen at this point.
I was like, as I hit my bong.
Flower is always going to be king and queen, in my opinion. And vaping is, and edibles and things are always going to be up there as well, pre-rolls and stuff. But this beverage space does allow for more of a health and wellness aspect to it, and I guess more of a mobile, free, discretion. I could pour this in here right now and no one's going to think twice. It's just going to be purple water.
You can fly with it. You know what I mean? That Tonik drink it's under the limit where you can fly with it. I thought WeedCon was very eye-opening for us, because even at WeedCon, which is like a cannabis event, there was a smoking section. but people were drinking the cannabis beverages all throughout the whole event, you know. So just adding to that social factor where it's not so like secluded, you know,
it's not so restrictive.
Yeah, you know, so it's a little bit more. I think it's only on the up and up, and everybody that I keep talking to, everybody's like, beverages are growing, you know, and this is kind of where we want it to be, where now people are paying attention, and now we have the portfolio, we have a bit of a footprint, you know, we have some customer traction. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
And then for Urban Zen, who is the ideal customer or retailer for Urban Zen?
I mean, whoever's trying to get a banger on a budget, you know. What I love about Urban Zen is that it's a jarred eighth. So a lot of people keep, you know, even nicer weed in Mylar, which I think is kind of, you know, is a rough way to treat some nice flower, you know. So for it being a budget eighth, a $10 wholesale eighth, and for it to still be in a jar, I have a jar here. Let me grab one real quick for you.
Great time for everybody to like, follow, and subscribe to Respect My Region. Go tap in and search for Growpacker. Google search it, search them on Instagram, search them on LinkedIn. Definitely look up Mario Ramirez. I think we're definitely connected on LinkedIn, I believe. All the different places, everybody. And again, Mario, real quick while I got you, again, appreciate you for being here today and sharing so much information. Beverages are on the rise. They're not talked about enough. If you work in the cannabis industry, it might seem like it's happening enough, but we've got to break the barriers and bridge the gap. These kinds of podcasts are for the people, the customers, the music fans, concert goers, rappers, DJs, artists, entrepreneurs. So thank you again, man.
Appreciate you, man. Definitely. So yeah, Urban Zen.
What do we got?
Bam, just your clean cut glass eighth. This right here is a sample of the GG4. That's testing at 26%. So
hitter. That's a hitter.
Yeah, you
said that's 100% outdoor. That's not mixed light, no greenhouse. That's just 100% outdoor.
It's 100% full spectrum, hand picked outdoor. You know, so I mean, I do not mind this flower one bit, bro. And I wish you were here to smell it yourself. Because as soon
as that your personal sample?
Yes.
Can you go ahead? I love doing this on my reviews. Can you put that up there to the mic on your laptop and give me a good healthy snap? Ooh, my God. You guys see that? Yeah. That right. See, there's just certain things that these are the details. These are the attention to detail things. When you put it in a jar, the weed doesn't get heated up and baked the same way it is in a Mylar. So whether your house's AC is working or not, or whether it's in a distro van or at a dispensary and transpo and all these different shits, the glass jar ultimately protects it better than the Mylar.
And induction seal.
And the seal. I saw the little fresh seal. Where's that at? Yep, the white seal. I heard you pull that.
Oh, here you go.
Those kinds of attention to details are incredibly important, everybody, because that's why your weed sounds and snaps fresh. That's how it retains better moisture, and it, again, doesn't dry out. So you don't need, no disrespect to Boveda and Interapax, you don't need that stuff unless you have a situation that kind of calls for that kind of stuff. So if you start with the right habits, you don't need those kinds of things.
I appreciate you highlighting that, because you got to consider that Urban Zen's flower is being stored right next to Flower Factory's flower. So, you know, it's all going through the same type of procedures, to the same type of responsible storage. So we ensure that freshness until retail point. So
what's that Gorilla Glue smell like for you?
Oh man, this one kind of oaky, kind of woody, a little bit yeah, bro. It's a fresh wood smell, like woods after it rains. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So it's got that foresty wood tree. So it's got. But when people describe wood to me, I equate woodiness to humulene, linalool, spicy, like that peppery, spicy wood earthiness. Mm-hmm. And then Gorilla Glue obviously has that. You're talking pinene and limonene for that fresh scent of forest.
Yeah,
I come from the evergreen state, so I know what fresh forest.
Yeah, I was like, you killed it with the terp game, bro. Damn.
I know the fresh forest, man.
I love that.
So for that's, to me, that sounds like a traditional Gorilla Glue. Super dope. And then I saw you right there. You've got the Tonik beverages. You said weed is really for everybody. The lemonades. I'm trying to cut out soda. So, and I also I feel like bubbles dehydrate me, and I'm already dehydrated. So I'm a lemonade drinker most of the time these days.
The green teas and the black teas, man. I didn't expect them to pop off the way they have, but people apparently know about some wellness benefits with them that I didn't even know about. And the green teas in particular, man, they're really good. So I do enjoy a good sweet,
a green tea, and I also enjoy mixing that with other things. So I'll have to try those ones out.
Yeah.
We just went through Urban Zen. You guys have Flower Factory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say is the ideal customer for that one? That's more of a higher end indoor, right?
Yeah. Flower Factory is you got to be willing to, to basically, you're looking for something really nice. And what I like about Flower Factory, and at the Hall of Flowers, I got a bunch of samples, man, and I'll be honest that some of the bigger players that I was expecting some incredible flower from, they're selling it at those prices because they got that big player's name on it, and not because the flower in there is, to me, anything special. So what I appreciate about Flower Factory is they know that they don't have that big brand recognition, so they have to put something special in every jar. So you're still getting something that's like, okay, yeah, I paid top dollar for something, whereas I'm not gonna bad talk.
Is that a trademark statement for then? Something special in every jar?
Man, I might have to charge him for that.
All right, there you go. That's where these podcasts develop great ideas. Another RMR exclusive. There we go. All right. So the last couple questions I have for you, brother, is I'd love to learn a little bit about more you personally, kind of your background. Obviously, we just went through, what you do for the company and all the different products, but, talk to me a little bit about, who you are, what you've done in cannabis, and kind of where you see yourself going and or the industry going.
Man, to just kind of give you a kind of a summary of it, I'm relatively new to the to the now formal cannabis industry. I've always been a consumer. I've always been around friends who have had weight, and it just seemed kind of a proximity thing to me. But I never saw myself really being in the industry. I actually have a brother who's been in the industry for a couple of years now, at least 3 or 4 years. So he's up in the Bay Area, and he's been all about it. So the whole taboo, my family, not really being about it, that kind of went out the window then. But for me, I'm actually a musician, bro. I'm actually a pianist. I was playing for the San Diego Opera, doing music outreach, and
wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, classically trained, so slightly different from a lot of the stuff that I listen to nowadays.
Do you know our Respect My Region associate down there in San Diego, Jason?
What's his last name?
Windu. I don't know his last name. He goes by Jace Windu though. But if you don't know anybody named Jason on our team yet, I got to introduce you, bro.
I feel like I know I've seen that name on my Instagram, so I know
he's a singer though. He does opera singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like a vocal coach teacher. He was up here, went down there. I got to connect you guys, man. You guys are gonna be doing your thing. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, as a pianist, I've worked with a number of singers out here, so that's what's cool about the cannabis industry for me, man, because it's the business of people. You know what I mean? And Absolutely. I've been in that business for a long time, So even though I'm kind of new to this game, it's really a lot of the same rules. It's really just treating people the way you want to be treated in a lot of ways. And I mean, I as a consumer, I wouldn't want to be sold some bullshit, So it's kind of like it's that simple. I'm not gonna do that to anyone else. So it's allowed me to have some success in what I'm doing, and there's just a lot of guys like me at Growpacker that I think a lot of them don't even consume the way I do, but they understand cannabis. They kind of understand this culture. They understand their role in it, and they're absolutely killing it, So I'm happy every day that I get to work with them. And man, this is something that's only going to grow, and I'm excited to be a part of it. I'll see what role I'll continue to fill. Hopefully Growpacker continues to be a player for a long time. But right now, man, I'm just kind of enjoying it, going day by day.
I love it. And I appreciate a lot of people talk authenticity, but we particularly try to work with either the brands that are really in the community or, products, again, that hit the quality standard we really are going for. And a lot of the things that you were saying throughout this whole episode really resonate with me because you're not afraid to have to tell the people how it is. It's almost like break. To me, it's like a natural way to think like, yeah, if I just tell them what's up, like, they're just like, all right, and then they just keep going about it. That's like one small thing of the day. It's really not that big of a deal. But if we tell them, if they find out about it later on and it's all that other shit, then it's a much bigger situation.
Absolutely.
And so there's just a lot of the key things you said, a lot of really great game, man. I appreciate you being here so much. Is there anything else before we get on out of here that you feel that people should know about Growpacker, Tonik, Flower Factory, Urban Zen, or any of the other brands that you guys are working with or the products that you guys have?
I would say, man, if it's, that sort of opportunity, come see us, come see us. Desert Hot Springs is a little out of the way, but fortunately Hall of Flowers is in Palm Springs at the end of the year. We're planning on hosting some people that, you know, would love to check out our facility. There's a lot going on under one roof, and chances are, if we can't help you, we know someone that does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, you know, that's kind of been our forte, is being that middleman and connecting people and facilitating relationships. So, you know, if you're curious, if you have an idea, if you have a project, if you have a challenge, come see us. We might have some solutions for you.
Hell yeah. Well, Mario, I very much, again, appreciate you being on the show today. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This was episode 34 of the North American Weed Tour podcast, presented by Respect My Region. I am Joey J. Ping. This is Mario from Growpacker. Today, he talked a little bit about Tonik, Flower Factory. We went through some Urban Zen products. We discussed lemonades and all kinds of seltzers. There's so many different things. And Mario, again, thank you so much. Everybody, you guys got to like, follow, and subscribe. Please go check out Growpacker. Google search them. Again, search them for them on Instagram. Mario, what is the social handle for them?
Growpacker is just Growpacker Inc., I believe.
Yep.
And Tonik is our biggest social media page right now, and that's at Drink Tonik.
At Drink Tonik. Easy. Dope. Well, again, thank you, everybody. Mario, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I'll see everybody on the next episode 35. Coming either tomorrow or the next day. So be sure to tune back in. Thank y'all and have a great rest of the week.